Well, thanks everybody for joining us today. Mark Blackwell and Mark Stevens from our 1984 class reunion campaign. We welcome you again, and just really excited about this call today because we kind of kick off our 40th year and the rundown towards our homecoming in just a few months. Hopefully everybody's aware of the dates and start making your arrangements. Really look forward to seeing a lot of you there. We so far have done an outstanding job as a class towards our goals. We're over $2 million. So we've beaten the overall goal that we had set at the beginning. We really appreciate our class's generosity throughout this campaign. We've had 40% participation from members of our class so far, which is just excellent. We have a higher goal, but we're off to an excellent start, and I think this will be an exciting year for us. Our scholarship named for our class is at about 50% of the funding that we seek, so we're about $250,000 or so of gifts towards that. But we know there'll be a lot more progress there throughout this year. Again, participation 40%. And one thing to draw your attention to, we'll talk about this a few times before it gets here, and that is Giving Day. And Giving Day this year is March the 26th. It's school-wide. A lot of activity during that day. Wonderful opportunity for us to reach more of our teams and raise our participation above that 40% number. And I think make a lot of great progress towards our scholarship goal. And it's just a lot of fun working for Giving Day and seeing everybody participate and hearing the contact across our class during that day. So hopefully you'll put that on your calendar, make time for it. And stay with me on the computer and watch every tick that goes up for our class and get excited about every single dollar that's going towards the cadets. So thank you for that. Looking forward to it. Mark, I know you have a special guest to introduce today.
We do, Mark. Thanks for your opening comments. And we're very fortunate to have our classmate Xavier Starks with us today. And we're looking forward to your comments, X. Let's start out with kind of tell us what you've been up to since graduation, both professionally, personally, what you've been up to with your life.
Well, good morning, Mark and Mark. It actually sounds like a law firm. So I appreciate you guys allowing me to be on the video this morning and give a few comments. Since graduation, I've done, I guess, a few things. My first job was with Arthur Anderson and Company because I thought I wanted to be a CPA, but the CPA exam had other ideas. When I took the exam, I didn't do well on it. And I think I had my highest score on the law part of the exam. So what did I do? I went on to law school, and I graduated from the University of South Carolina Law School in 1988. I worked with a law firm here that was kind of a general practice. I primarily concentrated on injuries and real estate transactions. And our good buddy, Bart Daniel, was the U.S. attorney at the time. He actually recruited me to be an assistant U.S. attorney. So I prosecuted cases in federal court for a while. Then I left and went back to my old law firm. And in 2002 is when I hung out my shingle and opened up my own law firm where I practice here today, primarily in the areas of injuries, car accidents, workers' comp, all the things that those advertising lawyers talk about, I just don't advertise. And that's pretty much all I've been doing since graduation.
That's awesome. That's awesome, X. And you live in Columbia, correct?
Absolutely. Been in Columbia all my life, except for 4 years at the Citadel. Came right back after graduation.
Awesome. Awesome. So we were talking a little bit earlier about your continuous involvement at the Citadel and some of the things you've done in both involvement and leadership positions. Tell us a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, Mark, I always joke with folk when they ask me about my Citadel involvement. I always say I've been on every board at the Citadel. That's not quite true, but I have been on, I was on the BOV in the 90s. I served on the Citadel Foundation board. I had the honor of being the president of the Brigadier Foundation several years ago. Also served on the Hall of Fame Athletic Hall of Fame board. And in fact, I termed out last year on that particular board. And I've also served on several search committees for ADs and basketball coaches, that sort of thing. So I've been pretty busy with the Citadel, and it's clearly a labor of love for me, simply because of all the Citadel has done for me while a cadet and even through today. So it's certainly a pleasure for me to serve, because I feel I have that obligation simply because what the college has done for me, what the college has meant to me over the years. And we just got to give back so that the current cadets and future cadets can enjoy the level of success that we have.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, you kind of have a unique perspective since you've served in so many different roles and have done so many different things in your active involvement over the years. I'm sure we're all kind of watching. We just got announced the Mighty Citadel campaign that we're kicking off soon, 275 million. What an exciting time. And obviously we're having great success in building our endowment as we speak. So that campaign is going to take us to a whole new level. X, I know you personally have taken action with financial contributions to the Citadel, as I have and Mark and many of our classmates have, but we'd love to hear your perspective beyond, just your involvement, why it's important for you to give back financially and how important that is to you.
I will tell you, Mark, serving on the BOV, you get to see the inner workings of the college and how things really work. And as a cadet, I always thought that the college had all this money and, we didn't really need state funding, that sort of thing. That was the perception that at least I had. I think many of our classmates had that same perception. But serving on the BOV, I realized that, in higher education, funds are always needed. And over the past, 20, 30 years, that state funding that we were getting has dwindled over the years. And we have a small percentage now that we get from the state. So donations are essential to the survival of the college. It's just that simple. And, from my perspective, having gone to the Citadel on an athletic scholarship, I have a keen interest in athletics, which is why I served on the Brigadier Foundation board. And I decided to do a planned gift through life insurance, through my state assets. And I received a tremendous amount of assistance from the folk at the foundation. And I think that's a great start. If you have any thoughts on giving, not sure how to do it, if you call the folk at the foundation, they will lay it out for you, give you a number of options for giving choices, and they really do make it easy for you. But from my perspective, any amount of success that I've had, I owe in large part to my Citadel experience. The Citadel degree and the ring have opened so many doors for me that, it's just an overwhelming obligation to make sure like I said, our current cadets, our future cadets have the opportunity to enjoy the success that we have. And hopefully our classmates feel that same obligation. And from what we are experiencing so far with the funds we've raised, apparently a lot of our classmates have that obligation. And it's great to know that they're giving back, they're supporting the college, because quite frankly, the college needs the support right now.
That's great, X. And you articulated that very well. It's always interesting to me. All of us have different reasons and different beliefs of why the Citadel was important to us and why we want to give back. But that's fantastic the way you describe that. You've been a great ambassador and role model for our class too. So we really appreciate that, both in your financial gifts and your involvement. So I think we all can strive to raise our game to be able to do more, as we're trying to do with our classmates now. So that's really all the questions I had. Mark, did you have anything else that you wanted to maybe chime in?
Yeah, X, that's really an inspiring story that you've told about the lifetime you've had since leaving the school, and you haven't left. I mean, you're still there. All of us are enjoying kind of getting reconnected again. with the school. Some of us who have left for a while are enjoying getting reconnected with the school. You know, the one point that I want to emphasize as part of your story is you've done a lot of planning and have implemented long-term plans on behalf of the school. We are now 11 months or so from the end of our campaign. And so if anybody's listening to this thinking, I want to do the same thing that X did or something similar to that, don't wait. Spending time with your attorneys and your advisors and kind of developing a plan may take a couple of months. Implementing those plans through legal documents may take a couple of months. Consulting with the team at the foundation is helpful. That takes time also, though. So just, if you would, if you're thinking about doing something like that to coincide with this campaign for our class, it's been a long campaign. We got a lot longer to go in it, but time's going to pass quickly. So if you want this to be included in our class campaign, it does help to get started now and begin your planning process. I know that I've talked to a few people who are in that process now, but for those of you who are thinking about it, just wanted to indicate to you that that may take some time. So go ahead and get started on it. Mark?
Great points, Mark. And I'm glad you kind of shared that with us as well as the planning part. Well, X, we just wanted to thank you today for being with us and sharing your thoughts, and thank you for your leadership and your involvement with our committee. We're off to a great start, as Mark opened with, and we're looking forward to our final countdown here in 2024 to homecoming of 24 in November. So a lot of exciting things to come. And again, thanks for your time and being here today.
Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you guys during homecoming this year.
Sounds great. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
All right.